Good evening. Thank you for joining us.
The third police officer from Zanesville charged in connection with a drug scheme has resigned. WHIZ News has learned that Chad Mills, who is a Genesis Healthcare System police officer, has stepped down. Genesis officials say they received his resignation letter today. Mills, who has been released from federal custody, is on home arrest with electronic monitoring. He faces one count of conspiracy to distribute cocaine. The two other defendants in the case, 28-year-old Sean Beck and Trevor Fussner, both former Zanesville police officers, have already resigned. Beck is to be arraigned this Thursday on 6 federal charges. If convicted on all charges, he faces 60 years in prison. Fussner and Mills, who both face conspiracy to distribute cocaine charges, are awaiting court dates.
The Zanesville Police Department is investigating a theft at an area church. Police say it happened over the weekend at St. Thomas Church, and tonight 5 people are in custody. Investigators say sometime late Saturday or early Sunday, a large number of gift cards were taken from a cabinet in the church. The gift cards were for local restaurants, gas stations, department and grocery stores. Now, one suspect was arrested after being accused of using the card at a pick and save downtown. Police say the 5 suspects charged face 1 count each of receiving stolen property. Officers identify those arrested as 30-year-old Susan Dupler, 42-year-old Billy Hamilton, 23-year-old Anthony Helpfree, 31-year-old Thomas Reed, and 28-year-old Robert Angler, all of Zanesville. St. Thomas Church officials say the cards were sold as a fundraiser for the high school.
Perry County Sheriff William Barker says it's going to take longer than anticipated to identify human remains found over the weekend. Deputies say skeletal remains were discovered this past Sunday about 20 feet from the berm on Township Road 63, about 5 miles north of Glenford. Sheriff Barker says the Franklin County Coroner's Office says the procedures needed must be done with the help of an anthropologist. A normal autopsy will not gain the necessary results. Sheriff Barker says at this point there is no available information to determine the sex, race, age, or ethnic origin of the remains. The Zanesville Police Department says it's talking with the detectives in the investigation to see if there is any connection to local cases.
In other news tonight, with the recent outbreaks of staph infections in schools across the country, concerns are being raised about the issue in our area. Tonight, the Zanesville-Muskingum County Health Department is responding to those concerns. Director of Nursing, Gloria Kiefer, says staph infections are fairly common, with the more serious form being the MRSA strain. While serious infections are rare, they do happen.
Cases sometimes, and those are the ones that are in the news and people hear about, and they don't hear about the minor cases. Then when they hear MRSA, they think of only the most serious consequences, and I think that causes people to be panicked.
Periodically, the health department will hear of cases that happen in this county, but these are minor cases and can be easily treated. Now, the nurse stresses that good hygiene can prevent most cases before they even begin.
The important thing is for people to understand that good hygiene can help prevent these infections, so it's not something that should cause any kind of alarm.
Staph infections are generally reported when there is an outbreak in the area. Along with good hygiene, alcohol, and household cleaners, all can be used to clean up contaminated areas. For more information, you can go to our website, WHIZnews.com, and click on News Links.
The Zanesville City School Board met today to approve its 5-year forecast. The board is dealing with its fiscal caution designation and is considering an emergency levy in 2009. School administrators say possible staffing cuts and benefit changes could be possible solutions.
Last 4 years is look at every aspect of the operations and see if we can make some cuts. Also, how can we still continue to offer the education. We don't want to make cuts that hurt the educational.
School officials say students and parents shouldn't worry since deficits are common for school districts.
We're not the only school district that's in fiscal caution, so it's very challenging. You have limited resources and your costs continue to go up, and you have the same pot of money coming in, so So we're always evaluating things to see if we can do things better or make cuts.
In March of 2006, the district was placed in fiscal caution after potential deficits were forecast.
A proposal coming before the Ohio House would eliminate the income tax the state's veterans pay on their pensions. Speaker John Husted says the change would help nearly 39,000 retired military personnel who would save more than $23 million.